This will be a demonstration of the split stance pull from a low anchor point. So if you're working with an anchor system like what I have, you'll be on your lowest point. If you're working with a door, you can take your anchor and close it under the door. Now some doors have a really high point like that. If yours does, you may need to wedge it in there with something or stick it on the side over here. Because remember, if the door moves this way and opens the opposite way, it's going to be strongest in that corner when you're pulling on it. It may slide up and down if it's on this side. You can also try to lock it in below the lowest hinge on the inside. It just depends on your door. If you have a cable machine, it's easy. You just set it up on the bottom. So this is going to look a little different than the other two because the leg is going to be a little bit more involved than it has been on the other two. Most of the time the leg is resisting, but in this case, in the low position, we're going to have a little bit of hamstring activation because we're going to be moving from the hips a little bit. So I'm going to grab my band like so. We're going to be working on the same corkscrew action we've been working on. And I'm going to back up far enough that I've got enough tension on this that when I get into my split stance, I can shift this hip back so this shin stays straight up and down. This elbow on this side is going to attach to my hip. My head is going to be over my foot. Now as I pull, I'm going to bring this elbow to the opposite hip and I'm going to push back slightly with this leg. So I'm going to shift forward, drive back slightly. Shift forward, drive back slightly. Shift forward, drive back slightly. And here you'll notice my elbow is going a little bit past my hip because of the positioning, but I'm keeping the middle of my forearm attached to that hip. I am also projecting here through my back toe. Both glutes are firing to stabilize me in space. Now if I switch sides, I'm also going to change how I'm using my hand. Thumbs position down. I'm going to extend into that back. So shifting forward, then driving back. Shifting forward, driving back. Shifting forward, driving back. Just like so. The heavier the load, the more you're going to feel it in that hamstring. And it's because our hamstring is pulling the hip into extension to stabilize us. And my chest is shifting slightly forward and then pulling back to a neutral position. So I'm not coming back. I'm shifting, heads over foot, shifting, heads over foot. Here, 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 here. Palm up, shift, 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 shift. So if there's action in the knee, that's fine. If it's driving way forward, But no matter what, even if you stayed perfectly static, most people feel the hamstring engage when it gets to a certain resistance level with this particular technique. So just be aware that that is normal and natural, and it happens in this position. It's kind of like starting a lawnmower, except the elbow doesn't go up, it goes low.